you start it.
The Big Stage, episode 1. This is how we're doing it. Hoop, I don't know. I mean, you guys know what it is, man. We're just going to drag in random people. I'm about to invite everybody right now. We're going to get
Not
started.
random people.
Oh, the
This
fans.
is
Sorry.
Le Community.
Le community, of course.
Le Community. They're friends more than fans. These are my friends. They all raise their hand. Let them in.
No, they don't raise their hand. I click raise to speak, so they come in.
Oh, get up here, guys.
Let's go. I think we're
For
starting
those
off
listening, we'll talk MVP. But for those listening, this is meant like the logo of this is if they want smoke, they can come get it and argue with us. But it's really just a live NBA group chat. That'll be very entertaining. So let's get. Can they get up here?
Yeah, I'm inviting. Nobody's. Oh, they're saying they can't
say
join.
they can't join. Uh-oh.
You gotta leave your app. I think we had the same problem. There we go.
Hey. C note.
Oh boy. Hello.
What's up?
How are we doing tonight?
Good,
I'm
man.
a little upset.
How's it feel to
I
be
thought
on?
I was gonna watch. All right.
Alrighty.
How's it feel to be on the podcast?
It feels amazing, to be honest.
Let's get rolling. Let's get rolling, man. I want to get this. I want to get this beef started.
Not beef. I was saying before, my night was going decently until I saw that Joel Embiid is sitting out against the Nuggets.
Yeah, I did see that. I think I saw on Instagram it's been since March 4th or December 4th.
Like 2019 since they played in Denver.
That he keeps ducking him, and he keeps ducking him in Denver. I don't know.
It's upsetting that, I mean, I know firsthand, like I've been to games, especially when I was younger, like my first NBA game, I went to see the Knicks. And when you go to see the Knicks in early 2010s, you think, oh, I'm going to see Melo, I'm going to see Stoudemire, Chandler, maybe Jeremy Lin for spurts. But man, they sat out. I got to see a J.R. Smith masterclass, but like you pay the ticket to see the stars. So for people who are for people who are getting home from work after a long day that are NBA fans, people circle this on their calendar, especially with the MVP race happening right now. This would have been one of the most entertaining games of the season. The last one was, and this is even closer to the ending.
He hasn't played.
But now we're robbed of it.
He hasn't played in Denver against Jokic in 4 years, by the way. He only plays him in Philly.
That's what it was 4 years?
He only plays him in Philly. It's been 4 years since he's played in Denver.
Wait, are we supposed to say our MVP? Is that what you said?
Yeah, who's your MVP?
Go for it.
I'd probably take Embiid because low-key, Embiid should have won it in 2021, and they didn't give it to him. So I think they should give it to him this year for compensation.
What? No, just because he didn't win it doesn't mean you get it this year.
No. Because like, think about it. No, because he's having like equally good years. So I think they should just give him the edge because he deserved it a couple years ago.
No, that should never be the reason. An MVP is based on the season.
Hold on.
He deserved it a couple years ago. He deserves it.
I might be a bit biased because I think that Embiid should have won, even though I don't even like Embiid.
Do you guys think that multiple people can deserve an MVP? Do you believe that?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I still think that Embiid should get the edge because the Sixers, I don't think they're making the playoffs without it. I mean, you could say that for all of them. All the teams, to be honest. And
I disagree with that, by the way, Hoop. I disagree. I don't think that multiple people should get the MVP.
I was going to say, because some people think that, obviously, if there's one person who's ahead, the other people don't deserve it.
Yeah, no, I don't care. If you're good compared to other seasons.
I'm saying there's two ways to view it. Yeah.
If you're good compared to other seasons, that's fine to say, but you can't say there should be multiple MVPs in a season. It's the most valuable player. There isn't two guys who are on the same level. There will always be a player who edges out the other player in something to put him ahead. He could only be better. He could only be more valuable by 1 point, by 1 assist, by 1 rebound, whatever it is. He's still more valuable. There is not multiple.
No, can you send RL Playmaker an invite?
I've sent them all. Don't worry.
Yeah, I also think Embiid's having a better year than Jokic. Like just straight up.
It's hard because like you have to take it. Well, I take into account there's fan voting and then there's analyst voting, but not like I've seen multiple years of them blatantly picking the wrong person.
Are we talking for MVP or the
All-Star
game?
If you let the fans vote,
MVP.
Gonna pick LeBron.
There's no fan voting for MVP.
Is there no fan voting? My bad.
It's
No,
it's
if
a
it was
bunch of
fan
media.
voting, that would not be
fan
fair.
fan voting
If there was
for
fan
MVP
voting,
would be
Curry.
hilarious.
If it would be Curry or
Eric
LeBron
Rose.
every single year.
But I've seen multiple years of these people voting and like blatantly getting them wrong. So
Okay,
that's
Where do
that's
you think someone was blatantly wrong in an MVP voting?
Oh Jesus!
Just name one or two.
Didn't someone give Ben Simmons an MVP vote a couple years ago? Like actually like an actual analyst.
I gotta look at a list. Hold up.
I'm not even kidding. I think that happened a few years ago.
They list off their names too, right? You could see the names.
Yeah, of like all the people that got votes.
Were you saying someone won an MVP that didn't deserve it, or people got votes that they didn't deserve? Because that's definitely true. People vote for weird players. Like, what are you trying to say?
I'm probably voting for weird players. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at the list right now. Let me.
Because I'm pretty sure in LeBron's MVP year,
I was gonna Camelo.
Was this?
I know you were gonna.
Someone
say
gave it to Melo.
I was just gonna say that exact same example. It was in my head. I was waiting for you to finish so I could say, bro.
He was cold that year, but that's clearly a bias.
He was supposed to be, and I'm pretty sure it was Stephen A. Smith. He was supposed to be the first unanimous MVP.
With something I said.
He was supposed to be the first unanimous MVP, remember? And then Curry got the honors because somebody decided to vote Melo.
Carmelo.
Was that the only one? Was that the only one? Because I thought the only one close to being unanimous was Shaq in 2001 or 2000 or whatever year it was.
Well, I mean, LeBron was one vote away. LeBron was one vote away, so maybe Shaq was also one vote away, but LeBron was the closest you could have got to unanimous MVP. Maybe somebody's tied with him.
Was it just a third place vote? Wait, no, not a third place.
It was one first place vote. Like somebody gave Melo a first place vote. Yeah.
Klay Thompson got a MVP vote in 2015.
Wow.
From who?
Wait, what?
Fourth best player on his own team.
Whoa, no, in 2015, no.
2015.
2015, he was second. 2015, he was second.
Okay.
He was second best behind Curry. Like,
I want to know why the Klay over Curry.
I mean, they averaged pretty close to the same amount that year.
Wait, Klay and what were Klay's stats? Can somebody bring that up in 2015?
I'll look it up.
But I'm gonna repose this question. Do you guys think Embiid was actually ducking tonight, or do you think it was an awful case of load management by the Sixers?
Load management is up to the player. Okay, Klay averaged 22 points, which in Curry was not that far off.
And Embiid's been dealing with that.
Yeah, Curry had 23 that season, right? Curry averaged 23, or what was it again?
Yeah. So they were close.
I still don't see how that's an MVP vote, but I will admit that Curry's 2015 MVP season wasn't the best.
I think he got one vote.
I
believe he got one vote that year.
The criteria has changed. It's gone from best player on best team, the like record-breaking stats, to like most dominant, to like that sort of thing. Like, I don't know. It fluctuates year to year.
That's okay. Wait. So let's go back. Let's circle back because we're kind of getting off topic. You have Embiid this season. Is there any other reason other than I feel bad for him?
No, it's just because he's been dominant this year. He's been the most dominant player. I think the MVP should go not only to like a player that's valuable to the team, but is clearly just a dominant force in the league.
Wait. So I wanna like kind of go because we can say that about a lot of players, right? So would you say Embiid is more dominant than Giannis this season?
I mean, they're about the same. So I mean, you could give it to either one of them, and I wouldn't care.
Would you like? I just want to see like is dominance your like main thing that puts him over Jokic, right? Because Jokic is not as dominant. I agree.
It's not dominant. It's also scoring and defense. You have to take a lot of things into account.
But I think you're underrating Jokic's scoring on top of what he already does.
Well, no, Embiid's leading the league in scoring, isn't he?
Yeah, but look at what Jokic does. Look at what Jokic does on his efficiency. Look at the efficiency Jokic has, and he plays a different game than
Embiid. Also All-NBA defensive second team. So, like, I mean, he's a great defender.
For sure. No, I agree with you there. I'm not like arguing you. I'm just picking apart your MVP case because I want to see like what is it that separates. Because saying dominance, I feel like is a very get out of jail free card. in terms of giving your MVP vote. I'm just being honest, right? Because like
I think dominance is a play style.
yeah, like
And
Unless you're saying
no,
like winning dominance, which in
no,
that case
because
they're both
Embiid
even.
leading the league in scoring. He's shooting 55% from the field, and let's see how many rebounds is he averaging? He's averaging 10 rebounds a game, which is about the same as
Embiid's
Jokic.
not a great. No, I think Jokic got a leg up on the rebounding.
Yeah, but he's still a better defender, better scorer. He's more of they're about the same efficient, I guess.
I'm
But
saying like as far
no.
obviously
I would Jokic's efficiency is much better than Embiid's because you have to see like the type of shots Jokic takes in a game too. Like I would give the efficiency to Jokic.
So
if
obviously
if you're
playmaking doesn't
picking a player
play
to
into
build a team
dominance. What
around,
do you?
or you pick if
I'm
you're
picking
picking
Jokic.
a player to build a team around?
Jokic.
Really?
Bro, what do you mean? Jokic makes his whole team better.
I'm taking Embiid over Jokic.
I take Embiid personally, but I understand
To
it.
build a team around.
Yeah.
To build a team around. You guys take Embiid
what?
over Jokic? What?
Okay.
I personally value that defense in the playoffs, personally. But to say that
But
like,
you're
the
building
MVP
it
is
around them.
clearly a regular. Yeah.
You're building it around
Okay.
them. Like it's not like
It's,
you're
it's
only
personal preference.
It's not like
you're acting like this is ridiculous.
But you're acting like as if like Jokic is going to be your primary defender.
Take Embiid.
You're acting, yeah, but I'm saying that I think Jokic is
But
better pick.
dog. Anyone who's under
It's
the
not-
rim
It's not
is
personal
going
preference.
to be your most important defender.
It's not personal preference here. We're talking about who
Yes,
would be better.
it is.
We're talking about who would be better. My personal
Okay,
preference
so-
is Russell Westbrook. Would I call him the best player of all time? What is that?
What are you talking about?
What are
What?
you talking about?
Yeah.
We're talking about who would you rather build a team around in terms of who's a better player to build a team around.
That is
what if you
absolutely personal preference.
No,
he
it's
just
not.
thinks
We're
that
talking about who's a better player to build a team around. How is that
Embiid
preference?
better than Jokic?
Are we
Like,
talking like
what
who
are you
would
trying to get at?
Who would we rather have as just like a GM, or who's the better player to build around? If it's who is the better player to build around, that's not preference.
Yes, it is.
How?
No,
What? Who else is saying no?
I'm
Gunners?
on Hoop's side. I'm on Hoop's side.
Yeah.
How is it
Because
a
I'm saying
preference to
for
say
the
who's
regular
better?
season, Danny, when you're talking about the regular season, it's not a preference in the sense to say that Jokic makes his teammates better and he generates them open 3-pointers and whatnot. But to say where I'm building a team around someone, I'm assuming I am trying to build a dynasty of a team. And Embiid does not have a weakness in the sense of being a center.
Jokic has made it further.
Jokic has made it superstar.
Jokic has made it further in the playoffs than Embiid ever has, and Jokic has never played beside one All-Star in his career.
And Jokic has also gotten swept and bounced out in five.
The team loses.
You're talking about dominance.
That's
what I'm saying. You're talking
preference.
about
I'm not trying
dominance.
to say Embiid is better than Jokic. I am
Right,
trying to
but
say
you're
that
talking
if
about
I was
dominance,
building a team,
you'd rather
but you won't let
dominance,
me
but-
say that I want to have Jokic. I
No,
don't care about dominance. I'm saying
if you want to say Embiid,
I want
if you want to
Embiid.
say Embiid, sure, but I'm saying
I
don't say Embiid
prefer
because of personal.
defense over a less great offensive player. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so
I
got a
thought
I
you were
got a
making the point
question.
that your personal preference was Embiid because that's the player you just wanted to build around. I was saying the case of who is the better player. That's something you
what?
argue. That's something you argue. Who's the better player to build around? You were saying no, it's personal preference. It's not personal preference. It's talking about who's the better player. If you think Embiid
Yes,
is
it
better,
is.
if you think Embiid is better, that's a different case. But when you said personal preference, I thought you just meant, oh, I like Embiid more, so I want to build around him.
I like his game more.
Okay, so I got a question. Y'all think the Mavs should blow it up like after this year? Because they obviously don't have a good coach.
I don't think Kyrie
Luka
stays.
has only gotten more frustrated with the Mavs even after they got Kyrie for him. Like it's like either trade him or he's gonna leave. Like the first chance he gets.
Nick's
And
Twitter is
Kyrie's
going crazy. They
Kyrie's
want Luka.
obviously a wild card and not a good like team influence, as you can tell from the Celtics and the Nets. So like y'all think they should blow it up?
I think that idea that Kyrie is a bad team influence. First of all, it's not Kyrie's fault. The Mavericks were like 26 and 26 before Kyrie got there, so they're not. And think about how many
They
pieces
went
they
from
gave up.
fifth in the West.
Don't give me that they went from fifth in the West. Every team is 2 games behind fifth in the West.
I know.
What?
I'm just saying that they haven't gotten any better with Kyrie.
Yeah,
And
because
we've
think
had a
about who
run
they
of
gave up
champions.
for Kyrie, man. Like you brought in a scoring guard beside another scoring guard you have
Yeah, I
for
know, it
all
wasn't
your
a
for
good
your
trade. I
main
don't
glue
know
guy
why.
in DFS, and you already had like a bootleg Kyrie and Dinwiddie, and you gave up a bunch of these defensive pieces, and you're expecting Kyrie to revolutionize your thing.
Disrespectful. Don't say a bootleg Kyrie.
Good trade, but
Spencer
what?
Dinwiddie isn't a bootleg Kyrie. That's not saying that Spencer Dinwiddie is a bad player, but Dinwiddie is not on the same level as Kyrie Irving, but he's still a scoring guard.
I'm
How is
saying
that
that's disrespectful to Kyrie.
Yeah.
How is that disrespectful to Kyrie?
That is disrespectful to Kyrie.
Kyrie's on another level than Spencer Dinwiddie. For me to call Dinwiddie a bootleg Kyrie because he's a scoring guard who is not as
I don't
talented.
know,
But
man.
Ben
people
Dinwiddie,
call
what,
Brandon
bro?
Ingram a
Come
bootleg
on, man.
KD.
Yeah, man. Like Ingram is a
Brandon
bootleg
Ingram's closer to
KD. How is that
KD
disrespectful to Kyrie? There's no way we're saying this.
Because
Spencer
Dinwiddie's
Dinwiddie can
like-
take over
I
a game
can
in the
get
fourth
with the
quarter.
Brandon Ingram to KD because Brandon Ingram is an all-star level player. Spencer Dinwiddie's nowhere close to Kyrie Irving.
Right, but Dinwiddie
He
is
fills that position on the team. That's fair.
so he's a
Not a
bootleg
bootleg
Kyrie. He's a bootleg
No,
Kyrie.
no,
What does
no.
bootleg? What does bootleg of anything mean? It means you are a worse version.
I'm just
Spencer
saying,
Dinwiddie can take
a
over.
worse version.
Spencer
I'm just
Dinwiddie.
saying,
Spencer
if the-
Dinwiddie is not
has
a
the
version
ability-
of Kyrie.
Spencer Dinwiddie has the
is not
ability.
a version of Kyrie.
Spencer
Let me
Dinwiddie has
finish
the
my
ability.
point.
No. Spencer Dinwiddie has the ability to take
I'll let
over
you
a game
talk,
in the
Connors.
fourth quarter. Spencer Dinwiddie has the ability to take over a game in the fourth
holy.
quarter. On certain moments, at certain moments, he's a very cold. Like he'll be very inconsistent at moments.
Once every 3 months.
Bro, you're really downplaying Dinwiddie, man. He's been nice.
He hit-
He's been
he
nice
bugged
for the
me to-
Nets. He's been nice for the
3
Nets. Yeah, I know he went 0 for 11 the other night, but that I'm telling you, he has a couple of bad games. I get that.
11.
In a game, bro, like players have bad games, but Dinwiddie's been nice for the Nets. Don't give me that talk that he hasn't been. Like he's a bootleg Kyrie Irving.
Oh,
All right.
There's a
Connors,
reason they
talk.
traded him before.
Because Kyrie Irving was on the table. What are we?
11
I'm agreeing with you that Kyrie Irving is much better.
Okay, so basically, my point is that if the Mavs miss the playoffs or get bounced in the first round in like 4 or 5 games, they should blow it
I
up
think-
because they haven't gotten any better with Kyrie. Like
I think
I think that their situation is bad. They don't have a good coach. Luka's obviously really frustrated with the team, so you don't want to just let him walk for nothing. And Kyrie, even though he is misunderstood as a player, he still the team never gets better with him. I mean, obviously the Nets dealt with injuries, and he dealt with injuries on the Celtics, but like.
So
as
the
a
two
team,
teams that didn't get better with him,
he-
he had a reason on why they didn't get better. What?
Yeah, but like it's not just that. He's also like an issue, like with the vaccine thing. Like he sat out a
I
bunch of
agree with that.
games and like made
If
a
he
big
didn't want to
deal
get a
out of it.
vaccine, he didn't sit out a bunch of games. They forced him to sit.
No,
There's
I'm
a
just
difference.
saying. I'm just saying he brings a lot of drama to your team.
I think that's a
That's
very.
true.
I think
I think
when
a
you
lot of
look when you
people
take a
put-
deep
Even
dive into Kyrie
bro,
Irving,
even the drama. I agree. The drama is not warranted sometimes, but there's drama there.
yeah, but that's
I
but you
think
cannot
if
put the blame on
Mav-
Kyrie Irving for that.
No, I'm just saying when Kyrie Irving's on your team, more eyes are on your team, usually
Sure.
in a negative connotation.
Yes, I agree. It's the same thing. You could say the same thing about Kevin Durant.
No, it's not the
No,
same
bro.
thing.
Bro, what? What?
What are you talking
What?
about?
What? The Nets.
You're on one tonight.
How am I on one, bro?
You're-
Like, there's no way we're talking about
Man.
this. Bro,
Kyrie
you're telling me.
no,
You're telling
he
me
is not
who's the
on
most
the same
disrespected player?
level
Who's
as
who is
Kyrie
the player
in
that's
terms of
received the most
drama.
disrespect in the league outside of Kyrie Irving? Who is it? It's Kevin Durant. It's Kevin
LeBron
Durant.
James.
It's a large gap.
Russell
It's Kevin
Westbrook.
Durant. It's Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant.
No,
No,
it's not.
that's
It's
Kevin
LeBron.
Durant received the
Have
most
you-
heat.
have you
Kevin
ever
Durant
watched-
received the
have
most
you
heat.
ever watched
Man.
Undisputed? Have you ever watched Undisputed? It's
Oh,
LeBron,
just because
bro, and
Skip
it's not
Bayless,
close.
just because Skip Bayless hates on LeBron, that's where
Go
we're
on
just
the internet.
Bro,
What-
LeBron gets so
what
much
are you
love nowadays.
talking
Go
about?
LeBron
on
gets
Twitter,
so
bro.
much love
You're
nowadays.
gonna-
Don't give me the LeBron thing. LeBron was hated back when he was in like Miami, bro. Ever since he went back to Cleveland,
And
the
he's
LeBron
hated
hate.
today. What are you?
LeBron hate has
doing?
not been as
Sadie
big.
is chatting,
It hasn't been
man.
as big. It
Sadie
hasn't
is
been as big.
chatting.
No, you're tripping. You guys are tripping. You're telling me LeBron hate is as big as it was back in Miami. You guys are tripping. LeBron is not. LeBron obviously being the GOAT, like he's gonna have
Just
a lot of
from Dave
haters.
Portnoy.
But in terms
No.
of
No.
in terms
Because on
of supporters,
first
stop
take-
cutting me
no,
off. Stop
on
cutting me off. In terms
Whoa,
of
whoa, whoa.
supporters, in terms of supporters compared to haters, LeBron James does not have as many haters as he used to back in the day, and that's a fact.
Can we let someone else talk? Does
That's a
anyone else have
fact.
something else to say? It could be a change topic. It could be anything.
Do you guys think Austin Reeves is overpaid?
He didn't get
At
paid yet.
38 million, 5.
38 for what? Like 4 years?
Total value is 98.67.
That's what he's looking
2016
for?
to 2017, just 1 year.
Wait, what?
Says here salary 38.5 million for 2026, 2027.
Austin Reeves is getting paid $36 million in a season.
No. This has to be a hypothetical,
Yeah,
right?
I'd say, let me see here.
I don't think he signed that
What are
yet.
you looking at?
And he won't sign that.
There's no way he's signed that yet.
There's no way he's signing that. I'd give
He's
him.
getting a bag.
I'd pay him.
He's getting a
I'd pay him
bag.
$10 million.
2
a year.
year, 2.5 contract. 2.5 guaranteed, annual average of 1.2.
That's
That's for now. I'm
2023.
saying he's looking. That's a really good bargain. I'm saying he's
Yeah.
looking for an extension.
Yeah, I'd give him $10 million.
I think I think a better convo is who do we think is like around him better or worse? Like a lot of people comparing him to Jordan Poole. RL playmaker, you think he's better or worse than Jordan Poole?
I don't think he's better than Jordan Poole. I think that he's brought value to the Lakers when they needed it.
I think he's
I
been
agree
like
with
very
that.
solid.
He's a very I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to
I think he's
compare him to
reliable.
someone. He's very. I mean,
I think
he's
their
good.
record has been like what was it, like 8 and what's the record been since he's joined? Let me look that up.
Well, I mean, since he's been playing well, the record's definitely improved. But I
think
think
they're
I'd
still.
probably compare him
I think
to
they're 500.
I'd compare him to an
Yeah.
Emmanuel Quickly of sorts. I mean, I think Reeves is probably the better playmaker and he's more consistent as a scorer, but he brings that sneaky defensive value. He's a really good perimeter defender. And he's a microwave. So
I almost look at him like the new Alex Caruso. And
People are
I think
making
he's
that
more
Okay, I
comparison.
can
dynamic.
see that.
People are making that comparison because let's be honest, they're both white guys that played for the Lakers. But I think Caruso was more of a
That's true.
defender, while Reeves was more of a scorer.
I
Very
can see that.
true.
Reeves can clamp up though. He's very good on the perimeter.
Right, but like Caruso's
wanted
game
to-
was based around his defense. You know what I mean? Like Reeves actually has a bag.
That's true.
Like I can trust
Reeves is more
with the ball.
dynamic.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was surprised with some of his playmaking. I know, like it says I'm a Lakers fan on here, but I really have not been watching that many Lakers games. I was surprised with his playmaking ability this last week.
All right, I'm back.
He also he gets to the free throw line a lot, and people are saying it's just the Laker favoritism or whatnot. Regardless, that's a very important trait as a scorer because that brings you base value points.
Are y'all talking about still?
You cut out.
You talking about Austin Reeves still?
Yeah.
Okay. I think if they pay him $36 million, that's a crazy overpay. He's not worth that much money. They'll regret that.
Yeah,
That's like.
I mean, I can't imagine they offer that.
Where did he come out of college? Where did they get him from?
I have no idea.
I
Where
think-
did Austin Reeves
I mean-
play in college?
That would be a swindle of a deal.
Was he undrafted?
That would be like a Timothy.
I think he was
White.
undrafted.
Yeah, I think he was
I heard a
undrafted.
take from Trista Crick saying he was off the street.
Yeah, he was
know
undrafted
what
from
that
Oklahoma.
means.
I was gonna say I remember Austin Reeves being undrafted, and he went to Oklahoma. G Money let us know in the
Okay.
chat.
Yeah.
G Money, get in here.
Wichita State and Oklahoma.
Who do y'all think is going to win the finals?
Bucks.
Milwaukee.
I think it's either going to be Milwaukee Celtics in the East or in the West. I have the Nuggets. If MPJ heats up, I think.
I don't think the Nuggets make it.
I think
Jokic
they do.
isn't that playoffs, and like they have a history of kind of like.
Yeah, but the
burnt
last-
out
You can't say
Playoffs.
Jokic isn't
The
that
issue
in the
is,
playoffs,
hold
right?
on.
Those
The
out.
issue is, Connors, who do you think that they run into that they get a problem from? Because the West is up for grabs.
I mean,
If they run into the Warriors, that might be an issue. I'm not gonna lie. If they run into the
I can see the
Lakers,
Warriors.
issue for them. If they run into who's number one in the West? I know if they run into the Suns, it's definitely gonna be an issue.
Well, the other
I
big
think the
dogs
Warriors
are
are better
Memphis
because
and
every time-
Sacramento.
Every time the
I
Nuggets
think
play
they
the
could
Warriors,
I think they could beat Sacramento and Memphis, but both of those could go both ways.
No, because Sacramento scores a
Desmond
lot
Bane is
too,
fun.
so someone's gonna have to step up defensively.
Yeah.
I mean, true. That's true. I think Sacramento might actually win then because the Nuggets don't really have a solid, clear, good defender.
I actually-
they got
I actually-
KCP, Bruce Brown.
I don't see
they
what
got
team.
Aaron Gordon.
I don't see what
I get what
team
you mean,
beats.
though.
I can't really see a team that beats Sacramento in the first round, like assuming that they're going to stay in the top four, other than the Clippers. Like, who's going to
The
give
only
Sacramento
reason
a problem
I don't think
defensively?
Sacramento's going to go far is
Because
because they
Sacramento
don't have
isn't too
experience.
far away from Golden State, so they'll still have some sort of home field advantage. No, home court advantage.
Not only that, man. Like playing, like Steph Curry said it himself. Like when he played in Sacramento, in his most recent game, he said the atmosphere was something he's never felt. Like the Sacramento
Sacramento's loud, bro.
They got a resurgence, man. So like I really don't see, and you got to remember, like Sacramento, you got to keep up with Sacramento And there's not a lot of teams that either defensively can hold them back or offensively keep up with them. So they're in a very
They
good
might
spot.
have.
I think the problem with
most-
Sacramento, they're not very experienced.
Well, that's the thing. They have like guys who have been in the league, but I understand like
They have a
Harrison
single
Barnes,
player in their roster who's been in the playoffs. Like
No,
genuinely
but-
curious.
No, Harrison
why-
Barnes,
you know why I
Dellavedova, they got guys. I'm
They got
saying like
championship guys.
going up to like the pace thing. Sabonis is probably the fastest paced center in the league. Fox is the fastest player in the league, and Herter is running around screens himself. So that is like exhausting to guard.
I mean, they do have some good defense too. Sabonis and Davion Mitchell. So I mean, they're a pretty well-rounded team.
I wouldn't gas up Sabonis on defense, but
No, not at all. Not at all.
do
Compared
we,
to other big men, he's average.
I don't know if we want to keep talking about this, but we mentioned how Luka would possibly go if the Mavs blow it up. Who does he go to?
Ooh.
Knicks.
Nick?
I heard Nick's Twitter's trying to like already do the
think they
Photoshop because we
give up-
technically have the assets, but
Heat might give up like their owner's children and like 40 draft picks and like 10 players, but I think the Heat could go for him.
No, the Heat won't
The
give up Bam.
Raptors might try to get him.
The Heat would have to give up Bam to get
Raptors is a big city.
do you do that
attractive-
for?
I think
Will you
might
do that
want-
for Luka?
No, I wouldn't. The way Miami's built, I would not give up Bam for Luka.
Bam for Luka?
No, because think about it this way, man. Like, if you get rid of Bam, what presence do you have on defense in
Miami trade.
Like
Tyler
no. Obviously, like if I'm saying that if you take that as what I'm saying, I wouldn't give up Bam for Luka straight up. Obviously, I would, but we're assuming that's not going to be the case. Bam is going to be the main part of that deal, right?
I understand what you're saying. I agree.
As Miami, it's like, would you rather trade for Luka or would you rather keep those guys and trade for a lesser star that you could put in that lineup with
Isn't
Jimmy,
Luka
Bam, and
younger than Bam? So like, what's your point? They could just build around Luka.
But why would they do that? Why would they blow up their team just to build around Luka when the Mavericks going to get it figured
you
out?
gut it
That's
out.
a
You're in
full
the
restructure.
Because the Raptors, they have the assets to get him, and they have a well-built team. They just don't have a superstar.
No. Raptors, I agree with. Raptors are a good name to look at. But I'm saying with Miami, like, you already have Jimmy, you already have Bam, you have, like, decent depth. You really only need one more star to push you over the edge, and it's not worth giving up all of your players. Because think about it, you got to think about it this way, man. Miami was one possession away from going to the finals 2 times in 3 seasons, right? Would you blow that up? No, you would add the little bit that you need to become a contender again. They're not far from being a contender. Miami, by the way, is the only dark horse team I see making the Eastern Conference Finals. They could make a run. Like, they're a scary team in the playoffs.
So you don't see the Cavs? Wait, are the Cavs? How far down the standings of the Cavs?
I'll look for you right now. They're 4th. So they have to. They play the Knicks. They play the
they're
Knicks
hot
first
right
round
now,
probably.
too. They're looking real good.
No, but here's the thing. They're probably going to stay in 4th because they're 2 games behind the 3rd seed. And I don't see the 76ers dropping. But if the Cavs stay 4th, that means they have to play the Bucks in the second round. I don't see them beating the Bucks and going to the finals, Eastern Conference Finals.
They could low-key beat the Bucks. I'm not kidding. Like,
What?
if Mitchell and Garland get hot, they could beat the Bucks. Because
They have the personnel to guard Giannis. That's kind
They have Mobley and Allen down low, like the new Twin Towers. Like they could low key play some good defense on Giannis.
Sure, but I just see Drew. I don't see a guard playing at his best against Drew Holiday.
Washed up this year. And,
No.
I mean, they have Drew Holiday, but he can only guard Garland or Mitchell. The other one's going to get their shots off. So if they catch fire,
Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen.
What?
Bro.
He's a great
How good of a
defensive guard. Defensively, he's all right. What do you mean?
He's all right. He's not Drew Holiday.
No, but I'm not. Obviously, he's not on that same. But he's saying the only Mitch. Like he's saying at least Garland.
No,
or Mitchell
you
would
just
be
said
left on island.
you just
and I
said
said no,
Grayson
Grayson
Allen,
Allen.
as if he's gonna lock up the other guy.
No, but I'm saying there's another defensive piece right there. Like it's not like they're getting
You're
guarded.
lucky.
He's
You're
not like
lucky
he's
you
getting
weren't in here
guarded by-
earlier. Staney was chatting.
Z, no. I'm going to go over the things I said, and I want to see if Z agrees with me. Z, you know what they got mad at me for? Number one, I said that Dinwiddie was a bootleg Kyrie Irving, a worse version of Kyrie Irving. Not on the same level, he's worse than Kyrie Irving. Would you agree with that? He's a scoring guard, but he's much worse. Yes, bootleg.
It's like they're good, but they're not. They're just not good enough to be that player. Like Bi and KD. Like Bi's an all-star. He plays similar. He's just not on KD's level. You're saying like Spencer Dinwiddie, who's like a starter, obviously, but like he's a starter. That's it. Like he's nothing
bootleg.
better than a
He's
starter.
bootleg. They're saying it's disrespectful to Kyrie Irving that I call Dinwiddie a bootleg
He's
Kyrie.
nothing like Kyrie. Kyrie is always like dribbling.
I said because Z to give you context, I was telling we were talking about the Mavericks.
Just say if you like it or not, because I want to move on.
It's a horrible take. I don't know what.
Yes or no? Do you agree or not?
If you're saying Dinwiddie is a bootleg Kyrie in terms of the fact that like he can create his own shot,
yes,
and dribble for himself, like I see what you mean there. Because if you think about Brooklyn, like what they gave up Kyrie Irving to get Spencer Dinwiddie back in Brooklyn. Even though when he was there the first time, he was literally doing the same exact shit, had the same exact role. So in that regard, I see what you mean. I don't think it's disrespectful to Kyrie because, like you said, the BI comparison, I'm with you there. Like BI is really good, but he's still like a Walmart version of Kevin Durant. Like, you know, it's not. I can get behind that logic in terms of comparing them for what their roles are specifically. But I mean, it's not like I feel like I need more context. But on that regard, I see what you mean. I don't know if anybody else sees something different and I'm missing it.
Nah, let's just move on because I don't want to get heated again.
Okay, so-
G Money, are you there? I want to talk
Yeah,
Celtics.
a good fit for Luka, like I was saying. You think they can pull that off?
Wait, what team did you just say?
If Luka wants out, do you think the Raptors are a good fit and they could give up the pieces for it?
I think the Raptors are a good fit. I don't think they give up the pieces for it.
Bro, the Raptors can't shoot.
They have Siakam, who's like, he's only good as a superstar if he's the second best player on the team. That's how they can win. If Siakam's the second best player on the team, they're probably going to make a really deep run. But like, he's the best player on the team, which means that they don't really have anyone else on that level.
Barnes and OG is a decent package.
They could trade OG, Van Vliet, and like 5 picks for Luka. Maybe another player.
I would rather Barnes because Van Vliet isn't a guy you build around at this point. He's only going to get worse. There's no potential with Van Vliet.
Van Vliet would be a cold 6-man on that team. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but he's not a player that has potential anymore.
No, I'm saying for Toronto. If we can move on, I wanted to talk about the Celtics with G Money. He says that. Do you know how much Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum get paid if they get All NBA?
So
roughly.
if Jaylen Brown makes All NBA, he's eligible for the extension this year for like another $10 million. So it'd be like $37 a year, and Jason Tatum's already making like not the supermax yet, but once he makes another All NBA, which will happen this year, he's going to make probably about 40, 45.
So let's say, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but let's say the Celtics lose in like the conference finals, second round, whatever. Jaylen Brown doesn't make All NBA, and the Celtics are searching. Brown is looking to get moved possibly. I don't know if those comments he made were like from the heart, if he still wants to be in Boston, if he doesn't. Let's say for whatever reason he looks to get moved. How do you think the Celtics handle moving forward, especially since they have guys like Al Horford on the roster who are instrumental in their success right now? Like, what do you think they should do?
Okay.
If Jaylen Brown doesn't make All NBA, I think there's potential. He's not gonna re-sign because it would just be financially just like not wise. But if they can't come to an agreement, I would say they sign a trade.
Okay, so wait, continue.
I was just gonna say the Celtics really have like a great defensive minded team, and they're just offensively just shooting threes like nonstop. I think they probably go for another wing that plays that type of style, but probably more like Jaylen Brown was just player of the week. He was averaging 32 points a game on like insane efficiency. But I think he does re-sign, but he does have a weird relationship with Boston where it's like last night he had a great game, had 41 with like 8 minutes left to go, and like kind of shrugged off a standing ovation. So there is like a faction of like Celtics fans that he's not a fan of, but that's been Boston's MO for the past 80 years since Bill Russell. So it's like, where do you like kind of meddle with that? But he is trying to do like a lot of stuff off the court that like Boston's been the front office has done like a really good job of supporting him. But I think just like a lot of the fans, and like I hate to say it because like a lot of like the Celtic fans love him. And it would suck to see him go.
I love him too. I love Jaylen Brown. Who would you want in like you said you want another wing of that caliber. Like, are there any names that pop into mind? Like, regardless of salary, like who do you think fits?
Uh, as weird as it is to say, uh, like Gordon Hayward was perfect if he didn't get injured. Him under Brad Stevens would have been great, but like obviously you want to go like a little bit younger.
Less
Boston has
injury
a great
prone.
front off, yeah, and I think I think they probably just play through the draft too. I don't know, maybe like
Okay.
a Smith.
Oh, so do they sit Tatum through another rebuild?
Oh,
I got
He
impossible.
wasn't there for a rebuild.
I don't think Tatum will sit
Oh,
for a
that's
rebuild
true.
because
That's
he's not
true.
he's
It
not
was
used
like
to
more
it,
like
man.
a.
He's
I
not
think
used to
JB
losing
Oh, I
Years
forgot.
down
He's been
route.
in the playoffs a lot.
every season.
That's crazy.
Actually,
I think JB
No, wait, no, they made
only,
the play-in and made it. Yeah, every season.
It was
I think
supposed to be
JB
rebuild, but that was.
Yeah, okay. I think JB only requests a trade or wants out if they don't make it past the second round or the first round. I mean, and yeah, I think if he's all NBA second or third team, then regardless, I think he'll probably stay. Like the only reason he would leave is if they lose in the first round and he doesn't make All NBA. Because I got to see him play. He is a very good player at like creating his own shots and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And he's a lot more like autonomous of a player. So if I feel like he probably feels like he's in Tatum's shadow, like a sort of a Kyrie Braun situation where he wants to get out and prove himself.
The
So yeah, I could if they don't make it that far, then yeah, I could see him leaving.
the way it's
Dare I
set up
say
right
Bradley
now,
Beal?
it's looking like the Celtics are going to see the Nets again in the first round because Miami and the Nets are tied in terms of records. And the 8th seed, like the team below them, are the Hawks and the Raptors, and they're both 3 games behind. So, and I don't see the Nets having a better record than the Heat closing out. I feel like the Heat are going to pull through and secure their playoff spot. But I mean,
They could very well lose to the Heat in the first round.
I don't see the Heat seeing them in the first round though, because the Heat would be the 6th seed unless Boston drops to the Sixers,
That could happen.
which is also possible, I guess. I mean, they're 2.5 games ahead, but they're on a 3-game winning
Boston
streak as
also
well.
has
Like,
a really easy schedule.
yeah,
remaining.
like I don't
They have the
see it
Wizards,
happening.
the Bucks, the Jazz. And then they play the Sixers, 2 games against the Raptors and the Hawks. And that game against the Bucks is going to be a
Even if they
finals
beat the
preview.
Nets,
Everybody's healthy on both sides.
even if they beat the Nets, they could still very well lose in the second round. And if that happens, if they lose in 4, I could see JB requesting a trade.
Losing
'Cause he's
4. I
already
mean,
They see the Sixers most likely in the second round.
Then they
I do
probably
agree their play style. They can,
at worst they lose in 5.
And the Celtics have not lost to the 76ers in 8 games. They're 8-0 against them in their past 8 games.
What do you think about Joe Mazzulla? Do you think? I mean, I'm assuming it's like no one in Boston wants Ime back, but like, do you think he's a suitable coach for the future?
I do. I mean, like for the first couple of months, at least for the first month, they were the most efficient offense in league history, and then they just stopped making threes for a little bit. I mean, Ime, like watching him last year in the playoffs, the guy's a wizard. The guy can recall the game super well. It kind of stinks what happened, but I think Joe Mazzulla. I think he's a good coach. Like the players respect him. JB, JT, they both like playing for him. I think that's all that matters.
It's insane to think
So-
what happened to Ime, man. That guy was.
It is, bro. Hydra wise, but nonetheless, I need to ask a quick question to you, G Money, and it is with all this Celtics talk right now. If you were to give your predictions, right? Let's say Sainey's take about who they would match up with Brooklyn, right? Let's say that's on the table. How far do you see Boston getting in the playoffs if they have to start with the Brooklyn Nets? Because you still got to think like there's a possibility they see Philly, the next round. Possibility they see Bucks. I'm thinking that I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Boston and Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals again.
Celtics are the balls.
At the same time, it's tough for me because like the reason I'm counting out Philly like that, because Philly's like right behind them, right? But the only thing I'm taking into consideration with Philly is like you have the inconsistencies of James Harden, you got Doc Rivers, you don't have that much depth, but you still got Joel, and you're hoping that James Harden is still just going to go out there and give you at least double-digit assists. That'll be enough for me. Just let Joel take them, the big load and pause, and then you handle like the small load.
Hey yo,
Hey, I said
Pause.
pause immediately
Double
after
pause.
that final word.
Double pause.
No. The pause was in the same sentence with no punctuation. So
Exactly. Come on.
Hoop doesn't know. Hey, Hoop doesn't know no pause, Rosie.
No cap. So what
Who
do you
puts a
think, G-Money?
semicolon
Where
before
you
saying
feel
it?
like
I still think the Celtics are the deepest team in the East, and like they're 8 deep. And whenever like Grant Williams made his name in the playoffs last year, and he's probably their eighth, ninth guy.
Yeah.
How many East teams can you say are 9 deep? Like the 76ers have talent within their starting lineup, but then their just playoff experience evaporates. Like Tyrese Maxey disappeared in the playoffs.
Georges Niang.
Yeah, like the Bucks are very talented as well. They have a great starting lineup. They're not as deep as the Celtics. They're gonna win. Malcolm Brogdon is gonna be sixth man of the year, which is unbelievable because he should be starting. Rob Will's back. He's not even in the starting lineup. That's 7.
I would disagree with you, man. I'm counting 10 guys, maybe even 11. Actually, no, I'd say 10 guys that are like they're a 10 deep roster. I can name off the players right now for you.
Wait,
Is
you're talking
Kobe
about
White in the
The
starting
Bucks,
lineup?
yeah.
For what? The Bucks?
Yeah,
Kobe
just like
White's
players
not.
that I
Name
trust
'em.
in the playoffs.
Name them.
Giannis, Brooke Lopez. I'm naming up not obviously the lineup. I'm
Oh,
just,
they added Ingles.
Brooke
That's
Lopez.
yeah,
Played
Ingles.
off
That's
the
what I mean.
court.
Listen, Giannis, Brooke Lopez, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Jay Crowder. That's 5. Goran Dragic, Pat Connaughton, Bobby Portis, Joe Ingles, Grayson Allen. That's a solid 10-man rotation in a playoff run. Like all those guys.
Do
have
they
experience.
play Goran like that?
I'll see his
Dragic is
stats.
not
I'll see
gonna
his
be
stats. But Dragic
He's
has
old,
experience
man.
though. He's a vet.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. Like you're
He
talking
does have
guys.
experience, and but
He gets
I mean,
15 minutes a game
Joe
and
Ingles is
averages 7
old.
points. Like that's not bad. Like for like a 10th option.
They're deep.
a role
Yeah.
guy, yeah.
Like
But
yeah,
like,
I
man.
would
are
agree.
they?
I would agree.
I
with
think the
that.
not gonna
Celtics have
trust
more
him on it,
dynamic
too.
depth. Like Derek
Yes.
White and Malcolm Brogdon are more dynamic.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
Malcolm
agree.
Brogdon. I mean, Derek White's probably going to be all defensive, and the guy's been balling out the past month. He's
Yeah.
not. I mean, he had a good playoffs last year, but then he just disappeared some games. I think it's definitely those. If we don't get Bucks, Celtics, it's going to be a travesty because those are 2 of the deepest teams.
You know what is a
But-
dark horse make or break for the Celtics? If Gallinari can come back.
Oh my God, I forgot about
Gallinari,
Yeah,
I forgot
he's-
about
he's-
him, man.
Wait, you're
He's
talking about this
warming up, man.
playoffs?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
been
he's
warming up with the
warming
team.
up.
I've been looking at. I was just gonna
Really?
say I've been seeing
He's been
videos of
getting
him
run.
training because I still follow him because he played for Oklahoma and I always follow every Oklahoma player on Instagram. And he's like, I don't know if you follow him, G Money, because you're a Celtics fan. He's like super into like loving his teammates on Instagram. Like he'll always just like be like Celtics, I
Yeah.
love you guys. And I like see videos of him in like
he
his
could have
warm-up gear.
easily. He could have easily been like with his own like doctors and like rehabbing, but he's been at every game.
Every
He's
game.
been on the sidelines,
Yeah.
student tie.
He wants
and
to come
cheering for
back.
everybody.
Like he really
He-
wants to come back. So because he's not like
His
think about
dad
it.
was
He's
like,
not
a
young.
Celtics fan.
He's not like a young player who has potential in the future, so they're gonna like try and hold him off. He's like, bro, he's old. Like he wants to play before his window closes.
Yeah.
So he's doing everything he can. So if Gallinari comes back, even if he comes back like not as aggressive, obviously, but he just brings that 3-point shooting to that lineup. Because I know you guys picked up Mike Muscala for that, right? Like a big man shooter, like someone to
Moose.
add more. Someone to add. Broke my heart getting rid of Moose. Someone to add more. Like,
His ankles are broke.
yeah, I know, but he could shoot. You get Gallinari
He
back.
can.
I think the Celtics like, because again, like the Celtics don't need a star. They're not a star away from a contender. They're not depth away from a contender. They're really only one small piece away from being like unstoppable.
And I think Malcolm Brogdon was that piece because in the playoffs, as Saney, I know you love to bring up, Jason Tatum had 100 turnovers.
Yeah,
JT was not far off behind with like 78.
Yeah.
The guy cannot dribble to his left. In every game you watch JT play or Jaylen Brown play, he can dribble to his left and then
Yeah.
get the ball stolen. The
Yeah.
Warriors were amazing at it with just locking him. Malcolm Brogdon provides that like dominant guard that can create his own shot. He's unbelievable at the rim, and he's shooting like 43% from 3.
I love.
So
Malcolm
I think
Brogdon.
like he's a winner, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Whenever it happened, I hammered the Celtics title odds.
I have to.
I hammered it.
I have
was-
to head out. I have to head out, and I'm producing the episode. So you guys are gonna be in here talking amongst each other. But in terms of the listener, this is where we're gonna have to cut off because I do have to head out. This is a great like 45 minutes though of talking. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 1 of The Big Stage. If you want to come in and start chatting with us, make sure to join the Discord. We do this every Monday. If you guys want to unmute and say peace.
Peace out.
Yo.
Join the boys.